My body's basically a science project where I've got one good eye and one good lung. I know my electrolyte levels are always out of whack. That's from having had so much radiation and chemo treatments over the years. Hey, Pusher Nation, Dr. Dave here, getting ready for the Firebreak 50 miler this morning. Was here at 5:45, always good when you're at the race. Of course, before the race director even gets here and opens the gate to the state forest, but get ready to pin the number on, get my vest on, my number on, just to get it situated properly. Thinking of actually, one of the things I'm trying out tonight is the Raid Light 12-liter Ultra Vest. Going to enable me to have 2 bottles, which is on a 5-mile course. That's good for 2 laps. I've got a front pouch here, which I can put all my gels, baby food, bars in for 2 laps, so I won't have to stop between laps to pick that stuff up. I have a pocket in the front here, plastic pocket on the vest that's made for stage races, really, or ultras, where you have a course map, elevation map. I'm going to put my number right in there. First time I've tried this out, so going to be working pretty good. Going to jerry-rig this, fold it over. Print there. Perfect. All right, just to go over the new gear I'm going to be trying out in the race this morning. First, just got in the mail yesterday, brand new. From my buddies Dylan at Speedland, picked up their trail shoe. It has a removable carbon plate, which I have in the shoe. A little bit heavier shoe, but a lot of technology in here. Great responsiveness in the proprietary foam blend. Probably has 35 to 38 millimeter stack height in the heel. Wide in the forefoot like an Ultra. Has the BOA lacing system, which will be unique. Also, as I mentioned before, I'm going to be using the Raid Light 12-liter Ultra Race Vest. This is going to enable me to have 2 bottles, which will be good for 2 laps, 2 5-mile laps. Has a pocket in the front here, which I can put my bars and gels in. Has some straps on here I can put my trekking poles that I'll use on the second half of the race. It has the pocket in the front here, which I was able to put my bib number in. On longer ultras, where you have an elevation map, can also put that in there, maybe on the back side. I'll try that later in the year when I'm going to be racing in ultras that I'll need an elevation map. Also have from my buddy Emilio DeSoto, triathlete extraordinaire from the 80s and 90s. His ultra cool fabric top has a 90 SPF rating, and I wetted it down a little bit already, which activate the cooling system or cooling fibers in the shirt. In his videos, this is supposed to lower your topical skin temperature about 10 to 15 degrees. It's going to get up to upper 80s today with some humidity in the forest here. Possible light rain, but not counting on that. But we'll try this out. I like the long arms because that guards against skin exposure. Anyone who's followed my videos knows I have a long history of skin cancers and have had chunks of my body surgically removed because of that. Beginning of the year, I had metastatic skin cancer, had 3 chunks taken out. So those are the 3 main things going to be using today. Going to be wearing the 2xU compression shorts and calf guards, not calf sleeve. Calf guards are shorter. Calf sleeves go right down to the ankle bones. using Swiftwick mid-cushioned sock. Haven't used these in a race before, so we'll see how these work. Probably 20 miles. I'll change them out. 20 and 40 miles. I'll change my socks. Possibly going to be switching over to the New Balance Fresh Foam More V3 trail shoes also, which I used last Friday in a 5-mile trail race. I love those. Very bouncy, very responsive, extremely cushioning. I can almost say it's like a Nike Alpha Fly / Adidas Prime X for the trail. Love the shoe, wide wheelbase or sole base on it. I'll probably try that second half of the race to get some miles on those. So that's all the new gear I'm trying out today. I'll be doing in-depth videos on each of these items later next week, along with a race recap. I'll probably be shooting video about every 5 miles, maybe every lap on the course. First couple laps, I probably won't shoot too much, except at the end of 5 miles. The first 2, 3, or 4 laps, I want to try and get as many miles in quickly as possible so I can bank up some time for later in the race when I'm probably going to be needing to walk a little bit because my hip's acting up. So that's it for now. We'll be back to you later on. Peace. All right. There we go. 2023 Firebreak 50-miler. Long, slow day. Gonna get up to mid-80s.
I'll be glad.
All right. Only a handful of runners today, which is good. Make for a friendly run group. Well, third day, a long day.
Anyhow,
Goal today
it's hard.
is finished. I've run this course many times. Well,
Usually very
today is just a matter of finishing.
have a lot different. Yeah.
We got all new gear
Right.
for the most part. See how it works. Every 15 minutes, take 5 ounces of Sustain Elite from Enduro Elite. And that, but down half a pack of Element high electrolyte
That's it. You.
once an hour. Have a food gel and a UCAN or UCAN gel and applesauce, sweet potato, baby food punch, which is my go-to nutrition. So, we'll see how it all works today. Just taking it slow and steady, pacing it out. I'll be filming after every 5 miles. So, later in the race, we'll get a little bit more on the course. First 3 or 4 5-mile laps, I want to concentrate on form, breathing, and getting my miles in to bank up for later in the race, where I probably have to walk. All right, more later. Hey, at 4.5 miles, things are going great. Just walking up, power hiking the little incline before we take a left turn to go to the turnaround point. Hydrating every 15 minutes. Just took one of my char gel, kind of jello type thing. I think 180 calories in that. A white grape. Sun's starting to get up. A little humid, but feeling good. Speedland trails are working good. Not soft cushiony, but with the carbon plate, very responsive with energy returns. Okay, gotta get the heart rate down before I make this left turn. Peace. All right, on second lap, finished the first lap, which was 5.3 miles in 105, which from the finish line, about 100 meters to my car, I walked, ditched my empty bottle and trash from my gel packs, put some more lidocaine rub on, wetted down my Emilio De Soto cold cap and my shirt sleeves, and we're out on second lap. Gonna dial the pace down a little bit on this one and walk the little inclines to save the thighs for later in the race. Shoes are doing good. Think I might put the newbies Fresh Foam More V3 Trails on New Balance after this lap, to get a little bit more push. Again, save my thighs for later on. That's what it's all about. My left thigh is still feeling a little banged up from hitting the deck during my 5-mile race last Friday. So, need to take care of that for the duration of the race. I can tell the humidity is getting my lungs, because even at a slow pace, my breathing's kind of exacerbated. So, more later. All right. Finished second lap. But seemed a little longer, about 5 minutes longer than first lap, but took a little extra time at the finish the second lap, changed my shoes, got new bottles, changed my shirt, took my long sleeve off. I can already feel the cooling difference rather than having the long sleeves. So, just gonna walk this first section of gravel road back to the single track. Feeling good at the end of the second lap. My right leg started, my inner thigh started cramping. So, took down some extra beverage, had a dill pickle at the finish. We're on the aid station. Thought it was going to have separate pickle juice, but it didn't. So, tried to eat a pickle, couldn't swallow it. It was going to close up my throat, so just sucked the juice out of it. Getting down some extra beverage right now. Changed my shoes from the Speedlands to the New Balance Fresh Foam Move V3 Trails. Can already feel the difference in the cushion. I think these will help my thighs out, and we'll see. Energy's up. I want to try and bank some more time on this lap. I'm just trying to pace myself out, not push too hard, so I've got enough for the last 2 or 3 laps. So, we'll keep checking in And more later. Peace. Starting lap 4. Third lap was a little slower, a lot slower. Getting pretty humid out. Had a couple guys at the aid station that got in there before me saying the same thing. And they looked a lot younger than me, 20 years younger and a lot faster, and they were hurting. So they were probably trying to push it too hard. I'm going to take it real easy this lap. Had 1 cup of high-test Coca-Cola aged at the aid station. I have another one I'm going to put down just to settle my stomach, get a little sugar in me. I got 2 bigger bottles of electrolyte. So I'll be drinking a lot more. Going to be taking it slow, see how far it can go. Don't know if I'm going to get to 50 miles, but going to go as long as I can. The New Balance shoes, doing great. Feel good. Wiped out once that lap, and probably the one place I would never have thought I would have stumbled and fall. Probably hit the only rock out there. Scraped up my right knee and elbow. But here's what it is. Get that out of the way. The last half mile of the course is real up and down and lots of rocks. So I gotta walk most of that with not having 3/4 of the vision in my right eye, the bottom part. I usually end up kicking rocks with my right foot because of that. But anyway, humidity's kicking up, making it harder for me to talk. So all for now. We'll get you on the end of this lap, which will be about 21, 22 miles. Okay? Peace. Hey, out in the 4th lap, pretty much been walking this whole lap. For whatever reason, every time I start to shuffle run, my right leg starts cramping up on me. Drinking a bunch for sure. Sucking down 2 20, 25 ounce bottles for 5 miles of heavy electrolyte to try and get enough in my body, but still seems to keep cramping up. Makes it pretty much at a level of not too much fun being out here when you're cramping and the intense pain that comes with it. But this lap will put me over 20 miles, probably be about 20 and a half, 21 miles. I'm going to try and push 2 more laps to at least get up to over 30 or 50K. Going to get up to the high 80s. So that got a little bit of cloud cover right now. I wish that light rain that was forecasted would come. That would cool me down considerably. But I want to get my 50K in for training at least. I've got a 50K race, hellhole 50K in 2 weeks, June 1st, 2nd, first Saturday in June. And just so I've got it in the brain that I can do 50K. Might not be the fastest, but my body's basically a science project when I've got one good eye and one good load. I know my electrolyte levels are always on a whack. That's from having had so much radiation and chemo treatments over the years. 6 times cancer patient, 2 strokes. That all really puts wear and tear on your hormone levels, your blood levels, your organs. That's why I'm taking 8 prescription meds a day to at least get my hormone levels to the low level of an average person. So, if I was a pro runner, I'd probably have a full page of medical exemptions because of all the drugs I take, inhalers and such, that are all prohibited by WADA. So, or the USADA, drug monitoring agencies. So, but hey, still kicking. August 2004, 5 oncologists told me I had a 2% chance of surviving stage 4 esophageal cancer. I looked them in the eye and said, well, obviously today is the first day you've met me. Good Lord made that 2% for someone, and here I am. So, I'm going to keep pushing one way or another. I'll get some good training mileages. Okay, so, see you a little bit later. Pete. All right, that's 4 laps down. Just over 21 miles. Got my new bottles. Got my Mile Ultra holes. Got 3 applesauce and sweet potatoes. And gonna do 2 more laps to get me up to about 32, 33 miles, and that'll be it. The humidity is doing a job on my lungs. So, is what it is. My goal for today was to at least get a good training run in, and mentally solidify in my brain that I can do 50K for my race in 2 weeks. Whole 50K. So, haven't done one since April 1st. Did good on that one. This one, for whatever reason, I don't know, the cramps in my right leg, as long as I'm walking, not too bad. Once I start trying to shuffle run, they kick in again. So, at least I'm getting a lot of good training with my power walking. Now I'll be doing it better with my poles. And be able to do a good review on the poles. So, out for now. After this lap, that'll get me up to just over 25, 26 miles, 26 and a half about. So, good. Then on the way home, stop at the first fast food place and get me a nice cold drink. That'll be good. May even get me a big hamburger to have at home. All right. All for now. It's up in the 80s now with 90% humidity, which makes it feel like adding on another 6 to 8 degrees of heat. Well, I guess that's into the upper 80s. So, here's what it is. They're called South Carolina, famously hot for nothing, or Columbia, where I am. Harbison State Forest. Okay, out for now. Peace. Calling it at 25 miles, so I don't trash my legs too much. We have to take a whole bunch of days off before my race in 2 weeks, so this is it. Going through the finish. It's up to mid-80s and high 90% humidity. phone.
I feel that
All done.